Yes, so as we continue with our strategies for staying asleep in this module, I want to acknowledge that there may have been a time in your life when you just woke up in the morning after a full night of sleep and moved into your day. You did not have to think about it, wonder what happened last night, let alone prepare for having a full night of sleep. It just happened. If this is where you are today, though, I am very sorry. But let's consider some things that you may have been doing before that naturally allowed sleep like to come and for you to sleep like a baby. Or maybe this points to things you are doing now that might be unintentionally preventing sleep. So let's have a look at some of the strategies that I want to offer you for staying asleep. And for some of us, when we lie down, that's when the planning happens, the review for today, what happened today starts to be reviewed in our mind, or we think things that, oh, I shouldn't forget that comes to thoughts. And so one strategy that I want to offer is to just invest in having a notepad and a pen right next to your bed. And if these thoughts come about things you don't want to forget or just ongoing thoughts, it could just be ongoing thoughts, then I want you to scribble them in the night on your notepad and rest, put it down. And sometimes just doing that allows the mind to be free of thoughts that often keep us awake. The use of earplugs is really helpful for us who live with other people and they have other schedules and they tend to be noisy, or you keep asking them to tune it down and they don't seem to be responding well to your requests. And some of us are just sensitive to noise and we are light sleepers. So getting a good pair of earplugs could be really helpful. I do want to add one caution in that if your earplugs work really well, it might mean that if there's an emergency in the house, you may not hear it. So if you can just let one or two people who you live with know that you are using earplugs to sleep in the night, just in case there's an emergency and they can come and get you if necessary. For some people, white noise tend to be really helpful, and just simply having a fan going in the room, the hum of that noise, some people really find that beneficial to lulling themselves into sleep. So just having a white noise machine or simply having a fan going that makes a particular ongoing similar song over and over and over tend to be really helpful for some people. Several hours before sleep, you really want to avoid drinking lots of water. I do encourage my clients to have water mainly throughout the day. Like make sure you're having lots of water, but make sure you're having it throughout the day. Not late in the evening when you're already dehydrated, or late in the evening before sleep, because you might find yourself waking to use the washroom and then not being able to fall back to sleep and wasting quality hours in the night that should be sleep, full of sleep. For some of us, we clock watch, and definitely white light and blue-green light from devices. If there are any of those things in your room, you really want to put something over them. You want to cover them so you can't see them. And just doing that sometimes is a successful strategy for some, as it really allows us to not be mindful of too much things that's going around us, and also aid with melatonin production that helps with sleep. So turning off all blue light, white light, and not clock watching, not having a clock that you constantly watching to see what time it is, how much sleep I've gotten, because all that means thinking, and the brain having thoughts going through and sleep don't go together well. So you really don't want to be engaged in anything that brings thoughts to the mind. And so a dark room, a room that's not too hot or cold, like really, really comfortable, space to be in for sleep that allows sleep to come and support staying asleep. 2 bags of chamomile tea brewed in half cup of hot water is an ultimate strategy that I offer to many, many clients, and they find it extremely helpful. And the added tweak that we would put here is that you want to have it ready to go. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, you're waking up at 2, you're waking up at 3 when you should be asleep and finding it very hard to fall back to sleep, then just have this tea in a flask at drinking temperature right next to your bed. So you don't need to go to the kitchen to make it. It's ready to go. Drink the tea and then allow that to calm your body right down and fall back to sleep quickly. So experiment with that and see if that might be helpful to you. For some of us, it means trying to really rein the thoughts in, make sure that as we wake up to use the washroom, or we wake up because of a sudden noise, or we wake up because we were too hot, that we really move to a prayer or meditation, something that really calms you, helps you to accept the moment or the challenge with sleep at that time. And sometimes just going back into that acceptance, calm place allows sleeps to come back, allow the sleep to return, and for you to maintain and stay asleep. And it really helps. Acceptance or prayer, meditation, anything like that allows us not to fight with what is. When we resist what is, it actually doesn't make it go away, it makes it worse. So in the middle of the night when you can't sleep, you really want to not fight with the quicksand. You really want to stay calm, accept what is, maybe switch to prayer if you're religious or praying person, or meditation or relaxation technique. And I definitely would teach you one as we complete our strategies. We'll move into a guided relaxation breath exercise that you can bring into this waking up in the middle of the night, that could be helpful and prevent the resistance that we often engage in when things are not going the way we wanted them to go, we anticipated they would go, and we can come to some peace with it and allow sleep to come, to set that internal and external environment to allow sleep to come. It also means changing the relationship. If you struggle with your sleep, and you have struggled with your sleep for many years, you want to really change the relationship you have with insomnia. You want to find peace with it. And at minimum, you want to find rest. Even if you are lying down in the middle of the night and your body is at rest, your eyes are at rest, your being is at rest, chances are you might fall asleep, but even if you didn't, you are getting some rest. Instead of really fighting with the quicksand of insomnia and really not being able to get out and actually have any rest or sleep. So use a mindfulness breathing exercise, and that is exactly what I would walk you through, guide you through this now, and hopefully you find that really helpful towards staying asleep. So join me. I want you to get into a really comfortable position as we do this awareness of breath exercise from the Mindfulness for Insomnia book. I want you to get into a comfortable sitting or lying position and allow whatever you are on to completely support you. Try not to sleep, however. I want you to have this full experience so that you can take yourself here when needed. If you feel safe where you are, safe enough, you can close your eyes or just have soft eyes, just eyes that are slightly closed. Tune into and occupy your body. Feel the contact with what you are on. Whether you're sitting or lying down, just feel fully supported by what you're on. Be present in this moment. I want you to notice the sensations present in different parts of your body. As you scan your body from head to toe, just notice the sensations present in different parts of the body. Then gather your attention to focus on your breath. Just bring all your attention to breathing, the fact that you're being breathed. Like a camera lens, zooming in on the breath. Let your breath take center stage of your awareness. Let all other sensations simply stay in the background of the camera lens. I want you to notice where you feel your breath the most. Maybe it's at the nostrils as the air comes in and out. Maybe it's a gentle rising and falling at the chest. Or the rhythmic movement at the belly. And then I want you to breathe in to the count of 4. I'll tell you what I want you to do and then I'll walk you through it. So we'll breathe to the count of 4. We'll hold for the count of 2. And then we'll exhale to the count of 6. So I want you to breathe in to the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. I want you to hold that breath. 1, 2. Then I want you to exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we just want to continue like this for a few minutes. I want you to continue breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll guide you one more time and then I'll be quiet so you can just do it on your own. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can do that, just gently and quietly, just for the next 2 minutes. And then I want you to continue, but no counting. I just want you to breathe in, hold, exhale. Breathe in, hold, exhale. Nice and long. And as you naturally go without counting, breathing in, holding, exhaling, let there be a clear and gentle awareness of the breath, the one you're having right now. Bring a kind and curious attention to your breath and just linger there while you notice the breath, where you notice the breath the most. Whether for you it's as the air comes in through the nostrils, as the air hits the back of the throat, the rise and fall of the chest, or the movement at the belly. Wherever you notice the breath the most, let there be a gentle awareness of the breath in this moment. Bring a kind and curious attention to your breath and just linger there, where you notice the breath the most. Thoughts might want to take you away from the breath, and that's okay. That's what thoughts do. But just notice the thought and then return to the breath. You may need to gently escort your attention back to the breath several times, and that's okay too. As you come back, linger with your breath. Notice the breath coming, going. I would count from 5 to 1. And when we get to 1, we'll be at the end of this awareness of breath, mindfulness exercise. But for now, I just want you to linger with your breath wherever you notice it the most. And notice the breath coming and going. 5. Notice the in-breath, the out-breath. 4. Even notice the little space between the in-breath and the out-breath. 3. And as you gently prepare to rejoin me and to slightly open your eyes, 2, and 1. I also want you to take a minute to consider right now if this exercise, the way you're feeling right now, invites sleep to stay, will allow you to return to sleep and stay asleep, will allow the environment to support sleeping. And I want to share with you just some final considerations for you to consider. And in concluding, I want to say that if you know or suspect that you may have a medical, mental health, or stressful condition that may be causing insomnia, please consider scheduling an appointment with myself or another counselor, doctor, nurse practitioners that we have in our student health and wellness team. You also have the option to consult with a naturopathic doctor on melatonin, ashwagandha, latinin, and other supports that can help your body return to the natural rhythm of sleep and wake. Please do not give rest until you find a solution for your sleep. Your life depends on it. Please do not give up on your sleep. Do feel free to send me any feedback directly to my email address here on the screen. And I really want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. And I hope some of this information, if not all of this information, has been helpful to you. Thank you. Bye.